Definitely, I do plan on getting better and better every game, learning new things, and just honestly, just from there, nothing special to my game that I'm gonna change. Just do me, and it'll all come.
Aijha, kind of the holiday theme today, and it seemed like you guys were definitely in the giving spirit, just as a team. Kind of, how did that come about? Just moving the ball, it seemed like you guys were really well connected.
Yeah, it felt good. I mean, you can see it. Like when we move the ball, like we look really special. Like we look like we have a lot of chemistry, and we do. So when we get it moving and get the right shot, the best shot for our team, I mean, it's amazing, and most likely it goes in sometimes.
I guess for either one of y'all, I mean, just battling with the size that they had. I mean, talking
Whew.
about battle.
You want to know? No, just like.
It was difficult. I think like we talk about it in practice and we did it, but obviously we're not as tall as them, so it was kind of hard having to play over them. You don't really realize you get in the game and then your overhead passes don't work because they are so long. So we struggled out a little bit, but I think we adjusted really well and we got a lot of our bounce passes to go. And even if we did have our skip pass, we gave ourselves enough space to skip it and found open space.
You had 5 steals and 15 as a team. What was working for you defensively, and how much of a focus was that for y'all today?
It was just getting in passing lanes, like, and don't be hesitant to go steal the ball. Like, get in the passing lanes and make sure you have the right hand out there, your offside hand, just making sure you get there in the right time and just being aggressive on defense, honestly, and getting your hands on it.
Buggs, kind of going back to that length of Oregon, it kind of reminded me a little bit of the Texas game last year. Did you guys kind of draw a little bit from that last year heading into this game, or what was kind of the game plan there?
I mean, I guess you could say that, but I think Coach really emphasized bounce passes. That's all we worked on all week, and I wouldn't say we got in trouble, but she did yell at us to be, hey, like they're tall, so we can't pass over our heads. But I think we did a pretty good job translating it and adjusting to their length.
Yeah.
I guess kind of off that, how much did the bounce passes help in terms of attacking a zone? Because, I mean, they threw that 2-3 at y'all right away, and when they're kind of suffocating the ball. I mean, just how much of an impact did that have, I guess?
It was very good. I mean, it was a very big impact because a lot of times when you're tall, you don't want to bend down or whatever. And a lot of times they played with their hands up. So it was very, very beneficial for us. And, I mean, I don't think it's really new to us. We do bounce passes all the time. So just having to actually do it and really realize that their length is a problem and we have to bounce pass or we're not going to get the ball in.
Aijha, I heard Coach Brooks say no better feeling than being 7-0. I mean, how does that feel as a team to start this season off that way?
It feels good. We just gotta stay poised and just make sure, like, we know that the job isn't done. It feels great to be 7-0, but we got a long season ahead, and we just gotta stay poised, keep our head down, and just keep working and practice. Feels good though. Feels good.
You always have to have your head up when Sarah's bringing the ball up. She had like 2 or 3 long passes in a row right there at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, Sarah, me and her connect a lot. A lot of times, I'm not sure if you guys see it, but maybe she doesn't. You may not see, like I see Buggs is open, and I always was told to keep my hands up because a lot of times as she's going away, she's seeing it, and I'm seeing it, so we're connected. We're always on a string, and a lot of times she tells me to go get it. So when Sarah's passing, just be ready, see where I'm at. I always find the open gap, and she hits me. She finds me, so.
Honestly, I thought, someone asked me after the last game if I'm always waiting for the big run, the big 9-0 run, 12-2 run. And I said, I'm not. I'm not there yet. I feel like this team is still figuring itself out in some ways. And tonight, we proved that when we're not making shots, we can get stops. And so I really thought tonight was about our defense, our defensive game plan. I thought Sadie, Tony, Tari, it was Sadie's scout, but Tony and Tari on the defensive side. I thought our ball pressure bothered them. I thought our denial, their horns actions bothered them. I thought Jada Walker was incredible on Chance Gray all night, making her life miserable. And so I think that was the difference in the game. It was the steals. It was the fast break points, mainly off of the steals, that really gave us the momentum we needed tonight because we just couldn't throw it in the ocean from 3.
Yeah, was there ever a frustration, I guess, on the offensive
Of course.
And obviously with a 6'8" girl in there, it's gonna be effective. But it looked like their shot was really effective.
Yeah, I thought we blocked our own shot. You know, when you look at the blocked shots in the game, it wasn't like Che was really impacting us. She got one at the end, but at one point about midway through the fourth, I said to him, "You guys know how many blocks she has?" And I said, "She has 0." You know, so sometimes her sheer size makes you double clutch, makes you throw it up there a little quicker. You know, and I thought at times we didn't do a good enough job of playing inside out. And, you know, you saw her impact when Buggs threw it over the backboard, you know, and it was a great drop pass, a great play. And, I mean, you just got to kind of, like, smile, and which she did, and I'm proud of her to keep playing because I thought she played well all night. But, yeah, there was frustration. I just thought the next 3 was going to go. Jada's 3 was going to go. Aijha's 3 was going to go. Sarah 3 was going to go. And I think if we make one of those, you know, we get that momentum, we bust it open and get really comfortable. And I know we had a double-figure lead most of the game, but it didn't feel like it. You know, it just really didn't feel like it.
You talked about that defense there at the end. I mean, I think the last almost 4.5 minutes without scoring. Just that defense at a point when I think it was like 62-50 at one point.
Well, we really wanted to make. I thought Che obviously had a good game for them, you know, with 15 and 12, but she also had 8 turnovers. And so that's not an easy ask to ask. It was Dre most of the night, but Dre and Aijha got her a few possessions. You know, I thought at times we had to rotate, and then it's hard for us to keep her off obviously the backside boards. And she was more efficient than she usually is, but you know, I thought the fact that she turned it over, we ball pressured her on the perimeter. We really wanted to make Van Sluten and Gray inefficient. That was the goal. We knew that those two are the head of the snake in terms of their ability to score and score in a variety of ways. You know, I thought we gave up an open 3 to Chance in transition, but outside of that, I thought we made her work for every shot. I think she had 1 transition layup too. But I just really felt like that was the difference. They never got going. And I knew if they didn't get going, they probably wouldn't have enough offense to beat us, you know? So even with us not shooting as well as I would like to shoot, you know, to shoot 39% and really not get to the foul line that much and still score 71 points says a lot about this team. And I thought you know, this is going to break this trend. But if you look at our trends through the first 6 games, like our field goal percentage and our 3-point percentage increase in every single quarter, from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and 3 to 4. You know, we've been shooting over 60% from 3 in the fourth quarter, and a lot of that is we wear people down. You know, and I didn't use the bench as much tonight, and that may be why that trend didn't play out. You know, maybe we weren't quite. You know, we had a 5-on-1 break at one point and threw it out of bounds. So I don't think we were as sharp in transition tonight, but I still think we bothered them, and we bothered them enough because of our defensive pressure.
Coach, you kind of mentioned, you know, maybe not the best offensive night, but you still put up 70 points. I think it's the first game this season you haven't put up 80.
Mm-hmm.
Still come out with a 20-point win. I mean, is that kind of the mantra to get past 70 points, or?
Yeah, we don't have one. I mean, honestly, like, I think it's about the right shots at the right time. But I've said it before, like, I don't want to be a program that is just about offense. You know, I don't want people to say Baylor and think offense. I want people to hear Baylor and think elite. And elite means you can win however you need to win. You know, and on a night you're shooting it well and the possessions are driven up. On a night you're not shooting it well. I mean, 19 offensive rebounds, and there were times they had 6'3", 6'7", 6'7" on the back line. So for us to go get 19, that's just toughness. That's work ethic. That's being quicker to the ball. I thought we were quicker to the ball all night than they were, and I thought that was the difference, you know. And so I've said I want to be able to win however we need to win. And if it's getting stops, that's what we have to do, and that's what we did tonight. And, you know, having had a background of being a defensive coordinator for most of my career, I'm still comfortable with this type of game when I know we can get stops. That's why I say I never look for that run. If it comes, I'm enjoying it like everybody else. And I thought, we called a perfect play coming out of a timeout, and we just missed the layup. I didn't get to dial up a lot of plays because of the zone, but they did go man a few possessions, and I thought we executed an action and just then didn't lay it in, and so. You just have to figure out how to win them. And we faced a lot of zone lately. A lot of zone against SMU, a lot of zone against McNeese, a lot of zone tonight. It was 95% zone tonight. So, we've got to figure out how to play against every type of defense. And tonight was just different. We haven't faced size like that. So a lot of times you feel a little more rushed because of that. But I thought our denial was great. Our ball pressure was great. Aijha having a career high in steals. How about Aijha playing a little defense tonight was awesome. So really challenged her to be dialed into game plan, and I thought she was.
I guess kind of off that in terms of teams throwing zone at you. I remember last year you said, if I was the opposing team in November and December, I'd do the same thing. Is this team more comfortable attacking that?
Yeah, this team is, because this team can really shoot it. And I think we rarely put people on the floor that can't shoot it. I think at times when you play against teams that, for us, from a game plan perspective, like we didn't guard Kennedy Williams when she didn't have the ball. We guarded her hard when she had it. But then, like when you can help, when you can almost play 5-on-4 at the defensive end, you got a huge leg up. And so I think it's harder to scout us. Now, I do think, they put Che, when the few possessions a man, they put her on Buggs because she's the least threat to make the three, and when a lot of people put their 5s on Dre, but that was smart, and so people may do that against us, but when we can get Buggs to her spots, she's so effective around the rim in the short corner, getting better in the high post, and I thought, even though she didn't have any assists tonight, I thought she did a good job of not feeling pressure when she caught it in the high post, not feeling pressure to do too much when she caught it in the short corner, even against their size. She was really safe with it. But I thought every time we got the ball to the high post, something good happened against their zone.
Coach, I guess Darianna was here today, and I don't know if you saw him, but what does that support mean? You guys kind of support each other a lot.
Yeah, I mean, just super happy for Dave. You want to surround yourself in coaching with leaders who are amazing people, and certainly, brilliant. He's so unique. I know, like, when I've sat next to him and in coaching things, like, I'm always amazed. Like, I don't need readers yet, as you can see, but I know I'm probably close. But his handprint is, like, so small. He puts like a novel on a piece of paper, and I don't even understand it. And I just think it's kind of like his brilliant mind. But I think at Baylor we're about excellence and we're about supporting one another. And he was one of the first people I met when I got the job. And he even told me, hey, if you have any questions about how the pitfalls of a first year head coach at Baylor, like, I'm an open book. And so I think he's been supportive of our program, and we're always going to support them. When football is good, it's good for all of us. So excited to see, the new offense. Big fan of open spread offense, so can't wait to see us play long. And I know too much about football, so I'm going to stop talking about it now. But excited to see what this team does next fall.
I know they're wanting you to chime in on the CFP playoffs. How you feel about Florida State getting left out?
Yeah. It's such a hard thing. Like, I don't know if I want to put my 2 cents on this, because I think a team does absolutely everything they're supposed to do, and then they get left out. And it's like, what more could they have done? At the same time, what do the fans want? We want the 4 best football teams. And so maybe we got them. I don't know. Is Georgia not one of the best 4 teams? It's hard to say. They had one off day against Alabama. And, I think all these, like, conversations about, well, Alabama's better than they were when they played Texas. Well, I bet Texas is better than they were when they beat Alabama. Like, I'd like to believe we're going to be better in February than we are in November or in December. And so I just think I love how in the Twitterverse or wherever, like how we choose kind of a way to make our arguments, and that they're rarely apples to apples. So Anyway, I'll just enjoy the games. I'll have some popcorn, and whoever wins, I have no skin in the game. I'm going to lie. I was born in Michigan. Go Blue. So that's all I'm going to say.